Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Newcastle United versus Everton. Midweek fixture and a tough game. We always find it. We always make it tough more than anything. But this is a tough game. They've had a good start to the season in general. Had a decent little run of form, being putting the ball in the back of the net, although they didn't against Man United. And basically should be the model we are looking at, going from an absolutely dreadful team to a half-decent team that can put the ball in the back of the net. I think we're halfway there. It's just that last bit, putting the ball in the back of the net, which we seem to be struggling with. But this will be a tough game.
Yeah, it's a massively tough game. They've had a good year, haven't they? Let's be honest. They've done business in January and it ultimately kept them up. You know, they were struggling. And they started the season in a similar fashion. Strong defensively, which you wouldn't really associate Eddie Howe's teams with, but he's done well, you know, since he's gone in there. And they've added some quality in that midfield in Bruno Guimaraes, and then obviously Alexander Isaac, who's injured at the moment, but he's a good signing for them. And if they can keep Callum Wilson fit, he'll always score goals. So they've done well. They've done well. Be a really tough game.
Yeah, the obviously got through the period at Christmas when they got bought. Obviously brought new players in and added to it in the summer with a lot of good functional players. And as you said there, a little bit of clash with Bruno Guimaraes is coming in and Isaac coming in, and it's gelled well. I think that's what they did in January is buy the players they needed, and they just gelled really well. They've backed that up with decent signings in the summer, and obviously at home they've made that a fortress. Obviously a real good feeling there at the moment, obviously on the back of the takeover, and they're a dangerous side. That's the thing. I think they're obviously not at this stage anywhere near being an amazing football team, but they're workmanlike, and with those little extra bits of class and someone like Callum Wilson up front, it was always a danger. It just allows them to be on the front foot, and obviously if you can stop the ball going at the other end as well, then it always gives you a chance.
Well, they took Nick Pope, didn't they, in the summer? And obviously he's a dependable keeper, he's a good goalie. They took him. They've got Sven Botman in as well, who's a good defender. And that's been the basis from a Kieran Trippier, who come in the transfer window in January, has been excellent for them. But you've got Callum Wilson up front, so you can put the ball in the net. It's what it is, isn't it? You can be nice and solid, you know, and if you've got someone at the top end of the pitch putting the ball in the back of the net for you, that's the recipe in the Premier League, certainly for getting you kind of to where Newcastle are right now, which is the top, you know, the 6th position at the minute.
Yeah,
that's the thing. When you look at from our perspective, looking at our team, that's the frustrating thing, is that we've got a lot of the bits right, but we haven't got the top end of the pitch right. We've had no Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you know, coming back.
I think that's part of the irony, isn't it? It's like before they had they've got the players came in that they signed. I think they did have the attacking players there already. They just weren't. They just couldn't keep clean sheets, and the midfield was quite lightweight. But they had Callum Wilson, they had the Almirons of the world, the St Maximans of the world,
Jacob Murphy.
And they were there, but they were losing games, you know. But they would score in them. I think now they've got a solid backline and something midfield. It's added to it, and confidence is growing. And obviously, like recently, we've seen Almiron starting to score a few more goals, and there's just seems to be a lot more confidence. I think they're a fitter side as well. I think they stay in games a lot later into games. Joe Linton, they've got, you know, him playing in midfield now, getting a real tune out of, and it's been like a perfect storm really since the new owners come in. There's a lot more positivity, and we're seeing that on the pitch. And as you mentioned there, you know, I've seen them in games this season, like the Wolves game, where Wolves really should have seen them off. They had a goal disallowed because of VAR as well in that game, but they stayed in the game, and they've got a late equaliser, and it's just those little results that I think has kept the momentum going. Then they went to Fulham a couple of weeks ago, and Fulham get a player sent off, and you know they go right at them and end up scoring 4. Following week they play, you know, a decent Brentford team, put 5 past them, and I think it's that momentum during games which has got them going. Old Trafford obviously you know, it was a close game. Joe Linton's at the post a couple of times, so this is a tough game, this, but obviously the last time we played them was at Goodison Park. We got the 1-0 win, you know, and take confidence from that, take heart from that we can beat them.
Yeah, I think in general our record's not that bad against them up at St James's Park in recent times. I think we've definitely won 3 or 4 times in the last 7 or 8. They've had a few wins. I think they've won the last 2, haven't they, there? So it's not, you know, we know what it's like. It's a tough, intimidating place. We saw that last season. The atmosphere got them over the line against us last season. When they needed that win, they got it. We had enough chances that night to get something out. We took the lead. And
we also had 2 big defensive injuries as well.
2 big injuries. So while they are a strong side and it'll be a tough game, and they look at it as a good opportunity to carry on the win and run, Everton, we shouldn't be fearful going in. I think we'll get opportunities against them. It's whether we can take them. We had 2 huge opportunities against Spurs, you know, and missed both of them, and then ultimately paid the price. But we've got to be, you know, they're a good side, they're a strong team, so it's going to be another difficult game for us. But at some stage, we've got to stop fearing the opposition and go and just play the game. If they were coming to Goodison in roles reversed, they wouldn't. I don't think they'd be fearing us. They'd be thinking we can have a good go here. We know, and that's the way it is. You know, there's 5 points between the 2 teams. We've been frustrated in the last couple of weeks. They've had good results. That's the difference right now. So
yeah, you know. I don't fear them as such. I just think that I look at what they've got and think in the final third they've got more going on than we've got going on, and that's ultimately the thing, isn't it? In those key moments, can you put the ball in the back of the net? And I'd be more inclined to say for them yes, and more inclined to say for us no. You know, I think defensively we're pretty similar. It's just in the final third, and that's where we are. And obviously at home with the crowd and everything, we've got to make sure that we, you know, don't fall into because last season it was an even match game, and just little things in the second half started to slip, started to make stupid little mistakes. I don't think they happened at Goodison. I think it was the other way around. You know, our place got carried by the crowd that night, and yeah, you got to go there with this. Defensively, we've been good this season. Let's not sort of suddenly forget that. And I think we'll be like that most games just because of the kind of defenders we've now got. So let's, you know, keep the mistakes out, because they are what those, you know, those individual mistakes. I know 3 of them have actually been in midfield, and obviously Pickford with the one on Saturday, and also Ronaldo goal against Manchester United mistake. You can keep the mistakes out, then it is a very even game, and then it does come down to who grabs the chances, and you know.
It's one of them grounds, though, St James's Park, where I guess we have it when it's at its best, where the crowd can create panic because the volume goes up. It's also a ground, I feel like, similar to Goodison, where you can get them frustrated a little bit. It's happening less and less there because they're on a feel-good factor, but I have seen them this season, like against maybe Crystal Palace, you know, Bournemouth. Even though they were robbed against one, they should have had a penalty.
Yeah, definitely.
At home. But you can't kind of. But what done us last season was we allowed the crowd to take the game away from.
Do you think that comes from as well, though? Certainly from the crowd point of view, is I think Newcastle fans know this season that they're going to be absolutely fine, and there's that. So you're looking at it and saying, like, every game is going to be tough, but they've got that little bit of inner confidence now that they are looking to finish maybe 7th, let's say. They're not worrying about that other side of things, that maybe when you're at home and the crowd allows things to sort of creep in, because I still think we've got that.
No,
I still think we're still very, very fearful of what happened last season. So therefore, when you're playing, you don't have that confidence. You don't. The doubts start to creep in, and you don't. You know, you either go quiet because, you know, you're not fully confident. And I think for them, I think their fans now are like, we're going to be fine this season. In fact, we're going to be pushing on. And with everything for them is like, we've got loads of money, we'll go and spend. And therefore we're going to just add and add and add, and we're only going to get better. And that just creates that confidence of whoever we're playing, we're going to beat them. And if we don't, all right, but we're going to be fine this year.
Well, they've got no worry for the first time in a while. I don't know whether they think they're going to be top 7.
Oh, I think they do think that.
But, well, yeah, they are. They do get carried away. I'm sure they will get there, but just right now, I don't know. But they'll definitely be thinking we're in the top half, no problem. And that does carry. We've had that up until last season for years. You're looking here going, we need to be. It's when the crossover for them will be what happened with us is that if you don't do it, how frustrated you start getting. We made it difficult for ourselves by getting frustrated because we weren't as high as we wanted to be. But when you're in that position where you know you'll win more home games than not, which they're in now, you do relax a little bit, and then it's how you balance that. For us, if you're going to get better as a team, you've got to be able to go to these places and grind out results. They've just gone to Old Trafford, which, okay, isn't as intimidating as St James's Park, despite having 25,000 more people in it. You know, it's Newcastle make far more noise. So, but they went there and played in a big arena and battled out and scrapped it. And okay, United have missed a few sitters at the end, but they had chances as well. Yeah. And that's what it's about. Can you go? You know, they were unlucky at Anfield. They were beaten in the 97th minute or whatever it was, just bad goalkeeping.
They've got a habit of doing that on Merseyside.
Well, you know. But they also came back against us late on Merseyside a couple of years ago and 2-0 down and got a draw. So it's a game that Everton can win. It's also a game Everton could easily lose. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. Let's just have a look at Newcastle's side that they played against United. So, I mean, obviously you look at the back line, it's very workmanlike again. There's nothing, you know, amazing about it. I mean,
they all know the job stuff.
Yeah, Trippier's a good. I mean, Byrne playing left back's quite interesting because of the size of him. Joe Linton and obviously Longstaff given the more defensive side, and Bruno Guimaraes obviously a little bit of class. But up front, you look at the front three, and Wilson, I do really like Wilson, always have. But again, Murphy and Almiron, the more
just work, man.
You know, they've got a little bit of something. Don't get me wrong, got a little bit of something going there. And Almiron's goal against Fulham was absolutely fantastic. But Wilson just gives that threat, doesn't he? And I know the injuries have cost him, but he really does.
He's a good Premier League striker. He'll get injured again because he always does. It's what's happened. It's happened throughout his career. Otherwise, without, you know, he wouldn't be at Newcastle. He'd be higher up, I think. You know, when he was at Bournemouth was the same. United were looking at him and teams like that. And then he got the injury and then another injury, and that was it. It ruined him. And if you're a Newcastle fan, you'd be frustrated because when he's fit, he's a real threat. And he'll be a real threat the other night.
Let's just have a look at Almiron's numbers as well. Obviously, this was someone who really impressed us when he was in MLS at Atlanta. Took a while to settle in terms of, I think, his actual style. I think he wasn't quite up to the Premier League level, so therefore was more like a workman type, doing the doggies. But now maybe a little bit more is coming out. 10 games, 4 goals, no assists, shots per game 2.2. Maybe we've seen a little bit more of that player that was at Atlanta FC now, rather than the player we've seen for maybe the last couple of years, who was more the player who just work hard and do all the doggy work.
Yeah. His record wasn't great. He got his first goal in 6 months or something a few weeks ago, and then he's followed it up nicely. He's a hard-working player, and he's a talented footballer in terms of his touch is good, and I think the Newcastle fans do like him because he works so hard. We've had the same kind of player. He gets his goals and works hard. You love them. So he's doing well. I mean, his goal at Fulham the other week was fantastic. Fantastic goal. He's got the talent. We've seen him
that's what I'm saying.
Atlanta United,
bridging the gap, isn't it?
But it's how physical the Premier League is. He's a slight player, but he is a hard worker, and obviously, you know, he's had that grounding in MLS as well. So he's one to look out for. And Jacob Murphy on the other side has always been someone who has threatened to be a top player, you know, and has never really done it. He looks great sometimes, and then other times you wonder how he's a footballer, you know. But he's got that.
We've got plenty of them.
Oh, we've got loads of them because it's that consistency which carries you through. We've seen him for, you know, I've seen him be tremendous in games, and you go, wow, because he's quick and he can get you goals. He's doing really well. Eddie Howe's got the thing out of him. So
let's just have a look at our team that face Spurs. obviously we played 5 against Spurs, which was fine. 5 at the back was fine, I think, for the first 20-odd minutes, or certainly into the second half. I don't think we needed it once they'd made the change. Do you think we'll revert back to 4 at the back for this? Back to a 4?
I personally would.
Obviously, Anthony Gordon's back as well.
Yeah, I think Dwight McNeil will drop out. I think he'll go to 4 at the back. I think it'll be 4-3-3. I think it'll be Gordon, Maupay and Gray will be the front 3. Which is, it's James Garner. There's a shout for him to come into midfield. Whether he'd take Idrissa Gana-Gueye out and change that up a little bit, and maybe have Garner for the last half an hour, depending on how the game is, someone to come in and... But I don't know, that'll be his call. But I think Gordon will come back straight back in, because it'll be Everton will try to play on the counter attack.
Well, Gordon's played his best football away from home, hasn't he? Obviously scoring at Leeds, obviously scoring at Brentford. He hasn't been great at Goodison, but that's where he is a threat. He is an outball. And
against the club who are very interested in signing him.
He is an outball. But again, the one in midfield's interesting, because Idrissa Gana-Gueye listen, it's dead easy to go, stage 3, can't play 3 games in a week. But maybe you can. But maybe that manager just has to have a little bit of an eye on the last half an hour, and now we change things down, maybe getting James Garner on the pitch. Because you can see, with the 2 little cameos we've had from James Garner so far, you can see what he's got. Yeah. There's something a little bit different from the other 3 in there. He's a player who likes to get hold of the ball. And actually, what's interesting is, we know Frank likes Lewis Warrington and likes that style of player who'll take the ball off the back 4 and then start moving it. Lewis Warrington's not at that level yet, clearly, but he's brought a player in who's similar, and I wonder whether there will be a time and opportunities where he'll go, I want you as me 6, I want you to play the ball through the thirds, get us going, someone who's comfortable on the ball, someone who can get it, give it, get it back, and then start moving us forward, and maybe take a little bit of that responsibility off of Iwobi. So Iwobi can be more in the final third, to be more of a number 10, to knit things together higher up the pitch. Because again, that's something where you look at the goal we scored against West Ham, the way it got knitted together and got us to the edge of the box. I haven't really seen us do that since. No. Okay, maybe Iwobi's goal against Manchester United, but I haven't seen that kind of football.
Not enough of it anyway.
No, to get us up the pitch, going through the centre of the park, rather than relying on the width, that hasn't really been there.
No, and that has got to be. We're not doing enough of it. Like we said, the consistency. When we do it at times, we have cut through teams, but it's been too sporadic, and that's no good. Your patterns of play come from repetition, doing it and doing it and doing it, and some teams make it difficult. Don't get me wrong, of course. Teams aren't going to sit off and let you do it, but you've got to have that idea. And too often for us, it's turning, reset, go back and start again. Yeah. Teams like Newcastle, who have got the bit of both, will just sit in and go, well, go on and play through us. And if you're not capable, and then spring you. So if you're not capable of doing it, you're going to get caught with the ball, and you'd end up going, we better go long then. But then if you haven't got somebody who can get hold of it up front for you, you're in trouble. So I've got to come up with other ways of playing and patterns of play, 100%. But this will be dead tough.
It's a tough game, always is. At St James's Park. Let us know your thoughts in the comments anyway. Are you confident? I'll be honest, I'd take 4 points from this in Palace. I'd bite your hand off for those 4 points. So let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you confident on this one, or are we looking at a dreaded 3rd defeat in a row? Let us know, and let us know what kind of side you'd be looking to play as well. Tell us in the comments. Make sure to give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you want more videos, daily, live, exclusive videos. Join us over on Toffee TV Premier. The link is in the description, and it'll be coming on the screen in a moment. See you later.